I leaned back in my chair, staring at the woman I had devoted my life to, the woman who now wanted to invite strangers into our marriage like it was some kind of game. Vanessa's fingers tapped lightly against the table, her lips pressed together as she waited for my answer. I could see the anticipation in her eyes. She expected me to resist, maybe even fight for her. Instead, I smiled. "All right." Her brows lifted, confusion flashing across her face. "What? You want an open marriage?" I shrugged, feigning indifference. "Let's do it." For a moment, she didn't react, as if she hadn't fully processed my response. Then, her shoulders relaxed, and a slow, relieved grin spread across her lips. "I knew you'd understand," she said softly, reaching for my hand. I let her touch me, though my stomach churned at the warmth of her skin. She thought she had won, thought she had manipulated the situation in her favor. She had no idea that I wasn't agreeing out of weakness. I was about to show her the very reality she was too blind to see. "So, how do you want this to work?" I asked, pulling my hand away. Vanessa's excitement grew. "We'll set some ground rules, of course. Total honesty. We tell each other everything, who we see, when we see them. No lying. And most importantly, we don't let it interfere with our marriage." I almost laughed at the absurdity of her words. She actually believed she could have both, a devoted husband at home while indulging in forbidden pleasures with another man. "Sounds reasonable," I lied, watching the way her eyes lit up. She reached into her purse, pulling out her phone. "I'll be honest with you, there's already someone I've been talking to." Of course there was. His name wasn't important. Just another faceless man she had allowed into the sacred space we had built. I clenched my jaw, forcing myself to remain calm as she spoke about him with a giddy excitement that made my skin crawl. "He works in my office," she continued, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. "It started as innocent flirting, but we have so much chemistry. I really think this could be something great for us." As if her betrayal was a gift. I nodded, offering a small smile. "I'm happy for you." Her eyes softened, and for a brief second, I saw the woman I had once loved, the woman I had married. "I want you to be happy too," she whispered. "You should find someone as well. Maybe it'll bring us closer." I reached for my glass of whiskey, taking a slow sip as I let her words settle. Closer. She truly believed this would strengthen our bond? I set my glass down, exhaling slowly. "Yeah," I murmured. "Maybe it will." Vanessa beamed, leaning forward to kiss my cheek before she stood. "I have to get up early tomorrow. I think I'll head to bed." I watched her retreat, the woman I had once thought incapable of such cruelty. The moment the bedroom door closed, my smile faded. She had made her choice. Now, I was going to make mine. Vanessa's transformation was immediate. She no longer tiptoed around me, no longer hesitated when she glanced at her phone. She had what she wanted, freedom wrapped in the illusion of honesty. At first, she tried to hide her excitement, but it bled through in the little things. The way she hummed while getting ready for work. The extra effort she put into her appearance, tighter dresses, bolder lipstick, perfume that lingered in the air long after she had left. I pretended not to notice. She wanted me to ask about him, to show some sign of jealousy, but I refused to give her that satisfaction. Instead, I planned. The first step was making sure I had my own distractions. Vanessa believed she could have the best of both worlds, but I was going to make sure she felt every ounce of pain she had inflicted on me. I found Evelyn 2 weeks later. It wasn't hard. When a man looks like he's nursing heartbreak, women notice. They don't always ask questions, but they can see the void, the hunger, the need to fill something missing. Evelyn was unlike Vanessa in every way. Dark-haired, with piercing green eyes and an edge that made her dangerous. She wasn't the type to settle, wasn't interested in fairy tale endings. She saw what I was doing from the moment I approached her. "You're not here for love," she had said, sipping her drink with a knowing smirk. I chuckled. "That obvious." She leaned in, her voice low and husky. "I don't do messy. If you're looking for revenge, find someone else." I should have walked away, but something about her kept me rooted in place. Maybe I just want a distraction. She studied me for a long moment before nodding. "Fine," she said. But I don't play second to anyone. That night, I made sure Vanessa would notice. The moment I stepped through the front door, her eyes locked onto me. She was sitting on the couch, a book in her lap, but I saw the way her gaze flicked to the faint scratch on my neck, the result of Evelyn's nails digging into my skin. She tried to play it cool. "Long night?" she asked, flipping a page without looking up. I shrugged, kicking off my shoes. "Yeah. Had dinner with someone." Her fingers stilled against the paper. It was subtle, but I caught it. She swallowed, forcing a smile. "Oh. Her name's Evelyn." I let the name hang in the air, watching as her throat tightened. For the first time since she proposed this absurd idea, Vanessa looked unsettled. I walked past her without another word, leaving her alone with the thoughts I knew were beginning to eat away at her. The game had begun. Vanessa's demeanor shifted overnight. At first, she tried to act unaffected, maintaining her cheerful front as if she still held control. But I saw the cracks forming. The way her eyes flicked to me when she thought I wasn't looking. The way her fingers hesitated over her phone before putting it away without typing a message. She wanted me to ask. She wanted to know if I had regrets, if I was second-guessing this arrangement. But I didn't give her the satisfaction. Instead, I leaned into my new reality. I spent more nights out, stayed longer with Evelyn, let Vanessa wonder where I was and what I was doing. The jealousy started small, an offhand comment here, a forced laugh there. "She must be something special," Vanessa said one evening as I adjusted my cufflinks before heading out. I turned to her, taking in the way she stood near the kitchen island, arms folded. She tried to look casual, but the stiffness in her shoulders betrayed her. "She is," I said simply. A muscle in her jaw twitched. "And she's okay with you being married?" I smiled, enjoying the way her fingers tightened around the edge of the counter. "She knows the deal. No strings, no expectations." Vanessa forced a laugh, but it was hollow. "Sounds perfect." "She's not looking to replace anyone," I added, just to twist the knife a little deeper. That night, I heard her in the bedroom, rustling beneath the covers, shifting restlessly. She wasn't sleeping. Neither was I. The next morning, I decided to push further. I made breakfast, something I hadn't done in months. The smell of coffee and bacon filled the house as Vanessa padded into the kitchen, dressed in an oversized shirt that used to be mine. She looked surprised. "You cooked." I smirked. Evelyn likes breakfast after a long night. Her fingers tightened around her mug, knuckles turning white. "I see." I leaned against the counter, watching her struggle to maintain her composure. "What about you? What's his name?" She blinked, caught off guard by the question. "Adam," she muttered. I nodded. "Yeah, him." I took a sip of my coffee. "You two having fun?" Vanessa hesitated, her usual enthusiasm absent. "It's fine. Fine." I almost laughed. She had been so eager to open this marriage, so convinced it would make us stronger. Now, she was realizing the truth. She never wanted equality in this arrangement. She wanted freedom without consequences. I set my mug down and leaned closer, lowering my voice. "You don't have to lie." Her breath hitched. "I'm not." I chuckled. "Sure you are." She turned away, busying herself with the sink, but I saw the truth. She wasn't winning anymore. And that terrified her. Vanessa cracked. I saw it in the way she started watching me, analyzing my every move as if searching for some sign of regret. She wanted me to be miserable, to struggle with this new arrangement, but I didn't. Instead, I thrived. Evelyn and I became something more than just a casual fling. She wasn't interested in love, but she enjoyed my company. She challenged me, pushed me to rediscover the confidence Vanessa had slowly drained over the years. For the first time in a long time, I felt like a man again. Vanessa, on the other hand, was unraveling. She canceled plans with Adam more often, making weak excuses about work or exhaustion. Her laughter lost its spark, her once excited chatter about her freedom faded into silence. She never expected me to embrace this game. One night, after another long evening with Evelyn, I came home to find Vanessa waiting for me in the dimly lit living room. She was sitting on the couch, knees pulled to her chest, her face twisted in quiet torment. "You're home late," she said, her voice softer than usual. I shrugged, tossing my keys onto the counter. Yeah. Evelyn wanted to stay out longer. Her lips pressed together, and for the first time, I saw the truth in her eyes. She wasn't happy. She never wanted an open marriage. She wanted an open marriage where she could indulge while I remained the devoted husband, waiting for her at home. You don't even ask about Adam anymore, she said after a moment. I grabbed a bottle of water from the fridge, twisting the cap off without looking at her. Didn't seem like there was much to ask. A shaky breath escaped her lips. I don't see him anymore. I took a slow sip, letting the words hang between us. I wasn't surprised. I had seen it coming from the moment she started acting distant, from the moment she realized this wasn't the fantasy she had built in her head. She expected me to react, to show relief, to open my arms and welcome her back. But I just nodded. Makes sense. Her brows furrowed. That's it. I leaned against the counter, studying her. What else do you want me to say, Vanessa? She swallowed hard. That you miss me. That you want this to stop. A bitter laugh escaped my lips. You mean like how I wanted it to stop when you first brought it up? When you looked me in the eye and told me you wanted another man in your life? She flinched. I didn't know it would be like this. I scoffed. No, you didn't. You thought you could have both, me and your little side fling. You thought I'd sit back, waiting for you to come home, while you played your games. Tears welled in her eyes. I made a mistake. I sighed, running a hand through my hair. Yeah, you did. For the first time since this all started, she looked truly afraid. Not because she thought I would hurt her, but because she finally understood what she had done. She had broken us beyond repair. Vanessa stood, stepping closer. I want to fix this, she whispered. I studied her for a long moment before shaking my head. I don't. Her breath hitched. What? I grabbed my keys, glancing toward the door. You wanted an open marriage. Congratulations, you got one. But now that you've had a taste of what that really means, you want to backtrack. I stepped forward, lowering my voice. It doesn't work like that, Vanessa. Her hands trembled. So, what now? I exhaled, my decision already made. Now I move on. Tears spilled down her cheeks, but I felt nothing. I turned away, walking toward the door without looking back. Vanessa wanted a taste of freedom. Now she could have it, alone.